And welcome back, everyone. It's Keith again, and today we're looking at Dota 2 with its latest update running because, well, FidelityFX Super Resolution is here, and within the first, 48 hours, it seems like, Dota 2 got its update. It was one of the games mentioned as coming soon, but man, did not expect coming soon to be this soon. However, it's quite exciting because in a conversation with some guys over at PC World, I did speak to this particular game as being one of the really important titles for this game. Well, for FidelityFX Super Resolution, because this is a free-to-play game and a lot of people are playing it on a lot of different hardware. And in fact, what we're running it on right now is 1080p, highest detail settings on a Ryzen APU. So this is my laptop. This is my Zephyrus G14 with the dedicated graphics card disabled. It's running the Ryzen 7 4800HS with 16 gigs of DDR4 3200. So got that out of the way. I just want to show you real quick on the overlay. We are getting really good performance already. So 55, 56 FPS on the replay with a good bit of stuff going on. But there's something really important with the way FidelityFX Super Resolution is implemented in this particular game that I want to show you. So I'm going to turn the overlay on and off as I go through because it's in the way of my options menu, and we're going to go over to video, and you can see here basic settings, best looking. Let's see, let's go to advanced settings. Let's turn this to exclusive full screen real quick. And yes, I do have a 60 Hertz panel. It's not the high-end Zephyrus G14. I bought the one with the Ryzen 7 and the GTX 1650 because I use this for mobile computing, not for really mobile gaming. But here we are, again, taking a look right there, pushing upwards to that, dropping in the 40s. It's going to drop a good bit, but here's the thing. We're going to go to advanced settings, and I want to show you this is a very different thing. You know, they spoke to the ability to leave it up to the developers on how they quantify, label, and do things. So a lot of people ask questions like, well, instead of having ultra quality, balanced, and performance, what if we had a target render resolution? So a targeting thing. That's kind of what they did here in Dota 2. You see here, FidelityFX Super Resolution is grayed out, but if you read there, it's very clear. High quality upscaling when the game render quality is set to less than 100. Requires rendering APIs to be set to DirectX 3D 11 or Vulkan, and anti-aliasing enabled. Let's see here. You know, before we do that, I'm gonna turn this off. We're gonna exit here, and we're gonna find a spot to say pause the game. All right, you know what? There's a lot going on here, and we're gonna pause the match right here. Well, let's see if we can get everybody spread out a little bit. All right, there we go. All right, so this gives you guys a static image to work with. We're not going to change anything here. We're going to leave it right like it is. Let's see. Let's go back into our settings. Video. All right. So 57, 56, 58 FPS. We're just going to see what kind of difference performance as well as the image quality. So we're going to take this. You can take it down. Look, if you go down to 99%, you can even do 99.99, and then you can enable it. Now, that's not going to make a difference on performance. Actually, the penalty of actually running it kicked in. So you see that the performance dropped a little bit, but if you want to take a look around the screen and take a look at how the game is looking right there, it doesn't, it actually looks a little bit sharper because it's integrating that sharpening filter onto it. Let's see if I can navigate this without having to turn that overlay off. Now here's the kicker. Let's go down to, let's say 80%. 80%, and we're going to leave it in place. I hit apply. There we go. All right. Look at that. I know we went down 20% on the game render resolution, but we went up to over 60 FPS in that, and quite honestly, even on my little bitty screen here, it's pretty good. So let's let it play out a little bit, see it in motion. All right, there's that. Can I back this thing up just a hair? We'll let it go. All right, so that is at 80%. We got 60 plus. I'm gonna pause it again, and use this as our vectors or our screen of reference. See here, video 60x9. Make sure no VSyncs on, no maximum frames at 120. Okay, cool, we're good. Just want to make sure we didn't do that. Let's take it back to 100. You can even, I kind of wish you could move this, because you can see it in the edge. You can see, look at that. In fact, let's take a moment and look here, because I just realized that you can see it change. So see right here, look at the grass, look at all of the detail right here, and when you go from 100, look at that. You see it? It sharpens it up quite a bit. In fact, it's a little soft at 100%. So let's take it from there, and let's take it down, and let's see where it starts to kind of get back to. Wow. Alright, so here's at 50%. Ooh, there we go. Once you hit there, you can start to see the difference. Let's take it to 50%. So this is 50% of the resolution. And I don't think I had to actually hit that. So now we're up in the 70s. Yeah, that's real soft. But you're getting really high frame rates. Now, you're probably able to see the difference on a 27-inch monitor, probably a 24-inch monitor, and such. But on the laptop screen that I have, which is 14 inches, you know what? I really can't see a big difference. I actually have to look at the monitor that I'm viewing it off of. That right there, you know what? Right here. Let's look at these trees. We're going to go back and we're going to take this back up. You can see it getting more and more crisp as we go. Oh, it's getting more and more crisp, and then it gets a little soft again. You know what? I like 85% for some reason. That's like my jam. Look at that. That is actually really, really good. It got us over the 60 FPS hump. And this is a game, now admittedly, you do benefit from higher refresh rates with a game like Dota 2. It's been years since I've played it, even quasi-competitively with friends. Whenever you want to get that last hit on some of these things, you want to be right in the frame. You want to strike right in between frames. So the more frames you can see, the more frames you have to work with. It does help with your reaction time on those things. But this is good. This is overall good. This is, again, running on my laptop with no dedicated graphics enabled. So admittedly, on a desktop, this isn't the hardest game to run. However, you're able to run it at these higher performance numbers with all of the details cranked up, if you want them. I know a lot of people, when they get competitive, they turn things down. So they will go to, let's go to video. We're going to go to basic. We're going to change it to fastest, and then we're going to turn on advanced. We need anti-aliasing. Is it in here? You can tell it's been a while since I played. All right, we're going to turn on anti-aliasing. Now the performance up here, look, screen render quality, we're going to take that back up to 85. You're getting 90 plus. So if you need all of those frames, there you go. You got the low render resolution or low quality settings. You got a lot of the distracting stuff out of the way so that it's very crisp and clean. Now, people that like the visual games will look at this and go, oh my god, people play like this. But yeah, this is when you're playing competitively. You don't need all of the stuff in the way. You just need to be able to identify what's going on screen, who's what, who's where, and that's really it. So it's actually really cool to see that in this game. I think this is one of the better uses of FidelityFX Resolution as far as like what it can do for lower end systems. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this particular implementation, and I like the way they did this with the resolution slider. So rather than just picking the settings, you can actually slide up and down the whole way. So kudos to the team for the implementation here. Very, very good job. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this one down in the comment section below. We'll catch you in the next one.